In this video we take a 5-day trip to Scotland, where we ride the Jacobite Steam Train, visit the world's only rotating boat lift, and visit many other places. So join us as we discover what Scotland has to offer. Our first stop on the way to Fort William was the picturesque village of Luss. The village sits on the banks of Loch Lomond, and the pier is a popular starting point for boat trips out on the Loch. From 1980 to 2003, it was used as an outdoor filming location for the TV series Take the High Road. Although the programme is no longer made, the village still attracts more than 750,000 visitors each year. We arrived early and had a chance to walk about the village and visit the tourist shops before the coachloads of tourists started to arrive at 10 AM. Need you. Our next stop was the Falls of Falloch, a 30-foot waterfall on the River Falloch in the northern part of Loch Lomond. It is a very popular place to visit for a few minutes to photograph the waterfall, or longer if you bring a picnic. Be warned though that the car park is extremely small for such a popular place and is best visited early in the morning or at less popular times of the year. It is only a 2-minute walk from the car park, and on your way back you can head down this slope here and follow the path to the steps to make a circular walk.
What?
We continued driving north to Fort William on the A82 and had planned on stopping at a few places as we drove through Glencoe, but as you will see, the laybys and car parks were completely full. As we crossed the iconic Ballachulish Bridge in the fog, I couldn't help but think of the bridge scene in the film The Lost Boys. few miles later and the fog had disappeared as we arrived in Fort William.
Go right on the roundabout and take the third exit, then turn left.
Recognise that, Morrison's.
Train station we've got to go to get the Jacobite. Just go down and see where this is and then we'll go
Turn
back.
left and a road, then bear left. Bear left, then you have reached your destination. It is on your right.
Is it? On the right.
This is the
Where's thing?
that's the thing there. This is our hotel. As we were a few hours early for the 4 p.m. check-in, we decided to head to Inverlochy Castle. We then headed to the bridge over the River Loch to film the Jacobite train passing for my Jacobite trip video, but the train was facing the wrong way. Got to go across, alright. After watching the Jacobite train passing, we drove a short distance to Corpac, and after crossing the Caledonian Canal, we proceeded to the beach to see a now famous shipwreck. The MV Dayspring was built in 1975 and spent most of its life trawling the North Sea for mackerel and herring. Latterly, she had been used as a houseboat until in a fierce storm in December 2011 she broke free from her mooring and ended up resting here. Today, the MV Dayspring is a much-loved landmark that draws photographers from all over the world to grab that perfect shot or pose for Instagram. Today we headed to Neptune Steps to film the Jacobite train crossing the Caledonian Canal on the swing bridge. But as we arrived we noticed the boat ascending the Loch and decided to watch as a small crowd had gathered. The sailing boat was carefully manoeuvred into the loch before the gates closed hydraulically behind it. In years gone by, the gates would have been manually operated and would have been an effort to move. I would have liked to have filmed more of the boat as it made its way up the flight of lochs, but the train was due soon, so we had to cut it short. We then made the short drive to Glen Nevis Visitor Centre, but again we found the car park was full. We eventually found a parking place near the hostel and started our riverside walk, albeit in reverse. The Visitor Centre car park is the starting point for climbing Ben Nevis, and a lot of people start the climb early as it takes about 4 hours each way. We made regular stops on our walk to take photos as the scenery is stunning. Today we travelled on the Jacobite Steam Train, also known as the Hogwarts Express if you are a Harry Potter fan. The trip was a late birthday present for me and was the whole reason for our Scotland trip. Today we are travelling first class. With its luxury armchairs and table lamps, it certainly feels a bit special. The train departs from Fort William and crosses the Glenfinnan Viaduct before arriving in the fishing village of Mallaig.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Colin and I'm your guard today. West Coast Sailing Company would like to welcome you aboard this 10:15 steam service to Mallaig, arriving in Mallaig
This is where we were yesterday.
We were there yesterday.
As we left the train to get fish and chips, we avoided the first chip shop we saw and found another chip shop around the corner with no queue. We then found a quiet spot by the harbour to eat our fish and chip before taking the train on the return journey. All too soon we were crossing the Caledonian Canal at Neptune Steps before arriving back at Fort William Station and the end of a magical day. Today we drove to Glenfinnan to film the Jacobite train crossing the Glenfinnan Viaduct before continuing along the path from the viewpoint to Glenfinnan Station. This is just an aerial view of the route taken. Check out my upcoming video, Glenfinnan Viaduct Walk, for a full tour. On our way to Falkirk, we decided to stop and stretch our legs at Pitlochry. We made our way to the iron suspension bridge over the River Tummel before heading to the hydroelectric dam and fish ladder. The cottages here are very similar in style to the ones we saw at Luss on the banks of Loch Lomond. We cross the top of the dam as we make our way back to the car for the onward journey to Falkirk. We start our day at the Forth and Clyde Canal as we pay a visit to the Falkirk Wheel. The Falkirk Wheel is the world's only rotating boat lift, taking boats from the Forth and Clyde Canal to the Union Canal or vice versa. Originally, the two canals were linked by 11 locks which took nearly a day to transit. These were dismantled in 1933. Today it takes just 7 minutes on the Falkirk Wheel to reach either canal. Check out my upcoming video visiting the Falkirk Wheel for a full tour of this impressive piece of engineering. We next drove a short distance to Helix Park, home of the Kelpies. The Kelpies are two 30-metre high horsehead sculptures that are the largest equine sculptures in the world. Standing at 100 foot tall and weighing more than 300 tonnes each, the magical Kelpies are a man-made wonder and a feat of engineering. Our last place to visit was the iconic Forth Rail Bridge in North Queensferry. Ever since I can remember, I have always wanted to visit one of the engineering wonders of the world. Also worth noting at this location is the world's smallest working light tower. Built in 1817 by Robert Stephenson, you can climb the 24 stairs up to the lamp as was last done over 100 years ago, and discover how the lightkeeper kept the lamp burning and how the unique signalling system worked. From this viewpoint you can see three bridges. The furthest bridge is the Queensferry Crossing Bridge, opened in 2017. The nearest bridge is the Forth Road Bridge, which opened in 1964. And the last bridge is the Forth Rail Bridge, which was opened in 1890.